It's an amazing, amazing, awesome Tuesday evening. I am, of course, headed to work. It's that workflow for me. It's the workflow for me. I got a few hours ahead of me this evening, so I'll be making the best of that time. Hey, V Rose. I'll be making the best of that time. You know, gotta be grateful for my job. And this week is gonna be an awesome week if I can prayerfully stick to the schedule that I've chosen. Hey, I can't see because I'm driving, but hey, I can see sometime when you guys pop in. How you doing? Yeah, this is gonna be a good week because I like with the holiday and everything. I've actually picked up a lot of hours this week, and I haven't been able to since I switched to this type of schedule. I haven't been able to work past like I think the most I work is 36 hours since August, so I'm on the clock for 55. Let's go. Anything over 40 is time and a half, and most of the shifts already have like $5 added on to each shift, so yeah, that time and a half gonna be yeah. Then Christmas week, I ain't doing nothing. I gotta work 4 weeks, 4 days. I mean, what is it? 4 hours at least. I don't know what that week is gonna look like because we're off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So basically, I won't be able to work Sunday. I'm not sure if I don't work Saturday, I can work Sunday. I might work Sunday or Monday. Then I don't know. But anywho, yeah, I gotta re-up. Cause you be having to do things and stuff when you're an adult, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing like having a nice little stash and then having to go in that stash and deplete it. So I need to get my weight back up. Ain't gonna take long. Ain't gonna take long. I actually got hair to do this weekend, so I'm excited about that. But I'm grateful today, you know. I lived another day. Good, you know what I mean? I worked my shift last night, the fifth, all the way to 6:30. Of course, I was a little bit late because I couldn't find my keys, but that was all good. I was only like 9 minutes late. And got my favorite station when I got there, so yeah, winning. I'll see what happens tonight. I gotta be here from 11 to 6:30. I got this, you know. My friend had sent me a message one day, and she said something about sometimes you gotta shout before it's over or something to that effect. And that's what I started thinking about on my way as I was leaving out the door to get ready for work. You know, oftentimes when we think of the word shout, we don't, you know, we think of it like shout out my homie, shout out my homeboy. Or we think of it in the sense of, you know, when you shouting at church. But in the grand scheme of things, it is really simply outwardly praising God. You know what I'm saying? So, and I guess some people say it's that footwork when you're dancing at church. I don't know why that's called shout because, you know, shout come out your mouth. Ah! Hey, sometimes you gotta dance with it though. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes God be so good to you on bust a two-step, and that is A-okay, okay? But I just had that question. What's your shout about? You know what I mean? Do we wait until we get something or something good happens to shout? Or do you ever just have that feeling when you in the store and all of a sudden it just come over you and you just want to give God some praise, you know? I'm in the store, I'm able to buy the things I need. Let me shout this out, you know. I don't know if anybody else can remember of times that you couldn't necessarily do the things that you needed to do, but I've been there, you know. I ain't never been rock bottom poor like that, but yeah, I've had many struggles, and most of them came as a result of trying to accomplish something, you know, to get to the next step, the next phase, the next level. So our struggles aren't always just because we fell into a bad way. Yes, those type of struggles come, but sometimes you got to struggle through to get what you want, to get what's next on the menu for your life. You know, I had to struggle through a little bit when I got here. But the one thing I keep in mind, I always say, when I left Dayton, Ohio, hey, Cutting Edge, when I left Dayton, Ohio, and went to Cleveland, hey, even there, I slept in, my friend worked at a hotel, it's like my cousin or whatever. She worked in a hotel, so she knew how to work the thing, so I was there, she would work it out where I could stay in the hotel sometime. And then a lot of times, I was such a hustler, I stayed in the office of the shop I worked in. I was real cool with the owner, probably too cool, but yeah. We became almost like some kind of power couple. I learned so under that man before it became toxic, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, I slept in that office, and what happened was I would get up at 5:30 in the morning to get myself together. I would turn that open sign on at 6 a.m. You know, I was going up there, and I was taking a rental car with me, and I kept that rental car for like 4 weeks, and then I took it back. When I came back, I was able to get me a little car or whatever. So we'll say I was there a month, sleeping in the office, boom, got me a car. That was a little lightweight struggle because, yeah, I'm sleeping in a salon, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but I was always ready to hustle. Hey, Marissa, always ready to hustle because I was the first one there every day. Well, most days, not every day, because I didn't stay there every day. I even stayed at my friend's house sometime, but when I was there, I was on. And I would say within 90 days, I was making like $2,400 a week. Had my car, a place to stay, and a nice clientele. But during those 4 weeks, yeah, it was a bit of a struggle because I had to navigate around trying to, you know, maintain my sanity as I basically was, you know, you got to call it homeless. Homeless ain't always meaning that you're in the street. It's just meaning that you don't have your own place to lay your head. So even if I had someone's house I was staying in, I consider that homeless, you know, because it ain't my home. But in that struggle, I gained a lot of character, and that's why I appreciate every single struggle that I've gone through, and I appreciate every struggle that I will go through in the, you know, in the years to come, in the days, months, or whatever. Whenever God feels the need to elevate or stretch me, I know it's going to be some kind of struggle involved, and it's not to, you know, kill me or take me out. It's to equip me for whatever it is I'm struggling to. Now, I don't mean self-inflicted struggle where you're just out here not doing everything you can to get to where you're going, and then you're just making a conscious choice just to be, oh my God, life a struggle, but you ain't applying yourself. Not that type of struggle. I mean, that struggle that comes, like I said, when you're trying to accomplish something, when you're trying to reach a goal, you know. So I always said after Cleveland, like when I left Cleveland and went to South Carolina, I was supposed to stay. I'm telling y'all, I got so many stories. I was supposed to stay with this lady. I was going to rent a room from her, and I don't know, I think she was a bit not well put together upstairs. And yeah, she could be a sweet lady, but it fell through at the last minute. Like, I got there and didn't have a place to stay, and I'm like, what in the Sam's Nation? So I went into one of those one of the hotels that they do the weekly at. But I'm gonna tell you, I got on the highway at 5 in the morning and left Dayton to drive, because that was when I took my car back to drive down to South Carolina. I got there at like 5 p.m., parked in the back of the shop, got out the car, and went in the shop and started working. I was tired, worn out, and that was a struggle. But guess what? I laid them heads out, because guess what? I had to have a place to stay that night, because I now didn't have a place to live. So boom, hustle on, get them heads done, get off work, boom, go get me a place to stay. And end up meeting a guy with one of my friends, and I ran into him one day, and he's like, "Oh, I got a hookup at the." Because initially when I came down there, I was staying in a hotel on the person that actually wanted me to move there to work in their shop, but I kind of like left that situation, so I didn't have that hookup no more. But I had met this guy, and he said he had a hotel hookup at the Marriott. Tell me how God do this for me. I get to the hotel, and the man like, "Oh, you from Ohio?" I said, "I'm from Middletown." Come to find out, this man helped me as a child, was friends with my mama, my uncle, all her brothers and sisters, knew my grandma and everything. And at the time, they had friends and family, which he was giving him the $39 deal. But they also had the half off friends and family. I end up in that hotel for like 2 months for like $17 a night. That's what my shout is about. Every time when it seemed like I wasn't going to be able, he made a way. You know, it's like, I don't get down when things get a little tough, because I done been through, I feel like, tough, you know. So when I said I left Cleveland and went to South Carolina, what I told myself is I'll never be in the same, as low as I was in Cleveland, which meant sleeping in the back of that shop. Yeah, I had to go into a hotel for a couple of weeks. I was driving down the street, seeing some apartments, and I went over there and I told them people, "Listen, my credit is bad. I need a place to live, and I make good money. I just moved here. Okay. Guess what? I just had to pay a little bit extra. And because I was already hustling as I hit the ground running, I had the money that I needed to do and I needed to do. So I got my first place within the first few weeks I was there. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Me going right into a place and not, you know, living in a shop or whatever the case may be, that was a step above Cleveland for me, you know. I appreciate those moments though, because I'm very equipped to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? I know how to navigate life with little, I guess I would say. I know how to navigate life with very little. And I've been in spaces where I had very little, but I was always a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person now. That's why y'all see me every night saying, "Let's go, work, flow." I ain't worked a regular job since I was 24 years old. I turned 52 Friday. I've been here a little over a year. Hey, that's what my shout about. The fact that I didn't quit this job and I'm still going. I don't intend on quitting. You know what I'm saying? Because I see the necessity of it, because in the long run it's going to help bring together everything else I'm working on. And so as I'm in South Carolina now, everything's good. I'm booming once again, man, rolling, making dollars. Got clients that I probably shouldn't even have because I don't really know nobody, but I was doing everybody's hair in that city. That's why, you know, just going through that to now, I was there 15 years, you know, I never was at that space again, that low again. I had four places there, that's all. The last place I ended up moving was like brand new. I was the first person living in that apartment, and I remember driving through the area where they were built at and thinking like, man, it's gonna be so nice up here. I would love to live in a place like this. Fast forward like 4.5 years later, here I am living in a place like this. Our words are so powerful. That's why I'm very mindful of the things I say, and also mindful of the things I don't say, because sometimes what you don't say can get you in trouble, just like what you do say. You know, I can't speak from a place of unbelief. I gotta speak from a deep place of faith, that I believe that the things that I say can and will happen, as long as I'm doing the work. You know, I don't believe in the manifestation that, you know, money come to me now and it just fall. I wish we did have it like that, you know what I mean? I really do. But I'm talking about operating in faith, you know, by faith, not knowing where this road is going to, but I know that I trust God. You know, those are the things my shout is about. The fact that I'm still able-bodied and I'm still able to do the things that I've always done to keep going, and I've never had to go that I told y'all a little bit about when I came here. Yeah, I had to go a little bit low again. But your girl is up, you know what I mean? No, when it's up, it's stuck. Oh. No, but for real though. I always tell people, like, sometimes you go down to come up, and usually when you go down, that's when you hit them knees and start praying. You pray to God for the things you need. You pray to God to keep you during those times of, struggle, that time of pressure, that time of what seems to be lack, but you never run out, you know what I mean? Because by faith, you're always gonna have what you need. I tell my friends all the time, a lot of times what we need, I probably done said it on here, what's in your hand, you know what I'm saying? What's in your hand? There's so many things that we could use to I'm sorry, y'all, I was paying attention up ahead because okay, I thought the exit was closed because there's arrows up there. But there's so many things that we have like full grasp of right now that we can use that will bring increase in our life, not just financially, but emotionally, physically, mentally, all that, socially. I don't care. Increase in any kind. Increase ain't always about the money. Your gifts and talents make room for you. What's in your hand? What can you do with your hand? I got all these clothes and this jewelry in my house now that I done went and got all my stuff from storage in South Carolina. You know how much money I got in my closet sitting in the form of jewelry? That's what's in my hand right now, and I'm gonna make that thing work. That's something to shout about because that's income. I told you I'm trying to have all the streams that I need, the 7 and some if I can. It's all about legacy, I got a grandbaby coming. I want to start a nest egg now. Anything that I didn't do or didn't know to do when I was a young parent, that's what I'm trying to do for my grandbaby. And to be able to help in any way that I can. Like my mother did me. I had such a support system. Man, I miss my parents badly, but I so appreciate them and the life that they gave me. Because if it wasn't for them, these things that I'm talking about right now, I wouldn't have made it through. My mama was a stone cold hustler. You hear me? When I say stone cold hustler, I mean stone cold hustler. She was the lady that cooked at the Elks Lounge, that rented out the kitchen and sold them dinners to make that bread. She was the lady that you could come get your smoke from. Yeah, my mom was so weak, but hey, like I said, she was a hustler. Hey, open and transparency, you know what I'm saying? No, we didn't have like no dope house and all these people just coming to our home. It was clientele based, but I know nothing but hustle, you know what I mean? My daddy was a barber all my life, so I've been blessed with these hands through the blood. Not only by the blood of Jesus, but the blood of my daddy. But that's even something to shout about. The life that my parents gave me. Although I may struggle, although I may bump my head even, because we do make mistakes. I can shout about the fact that I am able to come out of those things better than before. The object, when you come out of things, it's always the goal to come out better than before. So when you knock down, it's not to lay down and just count out. It's to figure out, all right, what's my strategy going forward? What's my strategy once I get up? Because I got to get up. I can't stay down here. What do I need going forward? And you got to get all that stuff together, and then you got to get up, dust your feet off, and walk. But we can't leave God out of none of that. We have to carry God with us everywhere we go, everything we do. I don't care what it is. Like I say, it's easy to not necessarily forget, but to be not necessarily putting God in the first of Haven, Chicago. It's easy to be not putting him first in every single thing because everything's going well. It's when the things, when the wheels start to wobble and shake or one fall off, then you realize, wait a minute, I'm out of order. The Bible tells us to do everything in decency and in order. You know, if you don't have no order, everything is gonna be off. I don't care what nobody say. You gotta have some kind of order in what you do, and order takes discipline. And that's the biggest thing that I know for myself that I am working on is my discipline. And that's like all around. That thing that makes you stick to it. Yeah, that stick to itness. Stick to it. Stick to itness. Yeah. Just making sure I stay on my game at all times. I can't say I trust God and then doubt him at the same time. So when I make up these things that, you know, this is what I'm going to do next, this is what I like to do, first thing I got to do is start consulting God if I'm not. Like I did when I moved here. I had to backtrack, like, hold on, okay, I don't think I went without you, but just in case, let me repent right now so I can get it together. And I'd like to stay in that place, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to have no more of those times where I'm back down. I appreciate the struggle, but I don't want it. Right now in my life, what I'm living now should be heading into the fruits of my labor, the results of every struggle I ever been through. This should be the time where now everything I learn, I apply it. This should be the time where what I didn't know before and I done picked up since then, I'm always on ready, because how many times do we do things and we don't really understand or know what we're going through? But once you go through a thing a time or two, you begin to learn. And once you learn, now when you know better, you do better. So this is my do better season. I'm gonna do better with my credit because I know better how not to let it get screwed up, you know. I'm gonna do better with my finances because I know better now how to utilize that and not be wasteful, you know. Not be wasteful, to make sure that I have everything that I need. And what I want would be like the rewards of me doing the things that I'm supposed to do. That'll be the rewards for my discipline. And I think that we all should be like that, you know. I think nobody should be working hard and not treating themselves to something nice. But if you want something nice, have a strategy for those nice things. This is why I plan to stay at Amazon once I do build my clientele up, because this is gonna be my nice check. I can deal with that, you know. I can deal with that. But I got a lot to shout about. That's what my shout is about. The life that I've been afforded. The life that, although it's not perfect, it's mine to live. It's my journey to walk. Your life is your journey to walk. Even though we might have been through hard times. Because I know we all, especially if you, I don't care if you're over 25, you done hit a hard time. But especially over, you know, heading over 40 and up. You done learned the thing or four. This is where wisdom is applied. This is where your testimony begins to help others come out of the things that, or not go through the things that you went through. And you need wisdom to be able to share those things with people, because otherwise they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen. You got to come as. Not I know everything, listen to me, talking down to people. Only thing I had to say tonight was life is good. It might be feeling a little shaky, a little rough at any given moment, but do it with me. One more time. If you did that, it's hella good, okay? It's when you can't do that it is all bad. It's when you can't do that it's over and you have no more opportunities to to struggle or anything else. That's why I say appreciate your struggles, because one day when you ain't struggling no more, it's gonna be for one or two reasons. Either you got it together and you want, you doing your thing, or you're no longer with us. I think we all should experience that while we still here. Turn that struggle into a positive. If it feels negative, find the good in it. Anything that I feel is kind of bad, I try to find the I'm missing the R. I try to find the good. I try to find something good out of it, because there's always good and bad. So therefore, if something bad happens, we can always find something to pull good out of it. As bad as I felt losing my parents, there's so much stuff that I could pull out of that I could use for good. For one, I'm definitely not afraid of when it's my time. I accept that we all, especially myself, but we all have a sun up and a sun down. So I tell you all the time, I pray God give me a little more time, because it's some stuff I want to do. I'd appreciate it. I really would. But life is good. We have a lot to shout about. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Mike. We have a lot to shout about. Thank you, Marissa. Includes running away from my problems. What's your name? Halfman. I can't see the first part. It is something about this. I'll be thinking it's my eyesight, but I got these new glasses and I can see real good. But it's something about this vertical. I can't have to, like where the names come up. It says my exercise routine includes running away from my problems, running late, and running my mouth nonstop. Stop running. That's the word for you today. If you're running, better be on that treadmill. I can't imagine that was a tough time, but God always comes through in the end. Absolutely. We may not understand what we exactly. I love it. Thank you for interacting. I don't know if everybody's still here now that I'm going back. I'm reading the text, but I appreciate it so much. Like I said, I hope that I said something this evening that resonated with one of you, or maybe you heard something that one of your friends could use, and you can share the video with them. Sharing is caring. I always tell everyone I do have a Cash App, and it is # her meekness, as in my page name. But that is definitely not the most here. The most important thing over here is to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Your subscription is more important to me right now than some donation. That'd be my cakes and pie money. I appreciate every donation that I do get, though. You know how I say God always come right on time? It always be that one little thing you unexpectedly get after a live, a thank you with a little tip attached to it, and you needed just that much to make that bill. Yeah, I still live in that place too. I need just that much to make this bill. So I appreciate you guys so much, those that do donate. Yeah, I got like 4 minutes to spare. I got my shoes on, my vest on. I'm about to get ready. Why am I hungry? Get ready to go up in here and look at these lazy kids. Yeah, I promise you, this place have you set up so good, because so much potential to climb, but a lot of these kids just don't have their stuff together. I'll be wanting to stop and just talk to them sometimes, but sometimes how young people be. Now, when I feel led, I always talk. But yeah, I watched one little girl with her shirt up to here last night. We ain't even supposed to wear that stuff. She was in about 3 boys' faces. I was like, you have to work for the wrong reason, sis. But yeah, y'all know I be hating to get offline. Be having so much fun. Well, we be having such a good conversation. Because I think that was a good conversation. I see your shout, people. Comment and tell me what's in your shout. That's what I want to know. Yeah, run the guy. He tell you exactly what you need, how you need to do it, when you need to do it, where to do it, and why too. If you really. But having said all that, good night, guys. I will see you guys later. Oh, yeah, let me pray. I pray that God blesses you with sweet, peaceful dreams tonight, that He gives you ideas that you didn't know you had, that He shows you other gifts that you haven't tapped into, that He allows you to make connections and contacts that will help you to get to the next phase of your journey. I pray that He protects your children if they are still in school. Protect your children tomorrow as they go to school, while they're there and on their way home. And I also pray that you guys get everything that your heart desires and that you reach every goal that you set out to accomplish. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. All right now. Bye-bye.